So we're sitting in the hall right after the book fair. There's a whole classroom of kids lined up in the hallway and I'm sitting among them. Two of the kids have these new erasers that they just got at the book fair that are shaped and designed like cell phones. So they're both sitting there talking on their eraser cell phones. And they're texting on them too. And I'm not interacting with them at all. I'm just sitting back observing a little bit. And as they're texting, the one girl says to the boy, "We're texting because we're teenagers and we're troublemakers." And so then I might have said something like, "Oh, no texting in school," or something. And another little girl sitting next to me leans over and like whispers to me, "They're not real cell phones, they're just erasers." So I say, oh, thanks. And so the two just keep texting each other. And at one point, the girl like leans over to the boy and it's like, "And how about I'm texting you that I'm pregnant?" And so I don't remember what I said, but I might have made some comment or something. And she turns to me and goes, "That's none of your concern." And the third little girl leans over to me and whispers again, "They're not really teenagers. They're just pretending." Same texting girl, another time, another place. During some sort of art project, I walk in and she's holding this marker and she looks up at me with like this "I'm caught" expression on her face. And she's holding the marker and she has marker all over her face. And she says, "So-and-so told me to draw a mustache on my face, and I did. On accident." A lot of the time when we're doing work and I like work on the computer and I catch kids goofing off or something, they'll give me some excuse or they'll lie or I'm just stretching or different things like that. Well, at this one time last week, I go over to this kid who is playing around and he's not doing the work he's supposed to on his computer, and I'm standing behind him and I like tap him on the shoulder and, "What are you doing?" And he like freezes, drops everything he's playing with and goes, "I was just playing around." So I said, "Stop playing around, get back to work." Something like that. But it just really caught me off guard. This was like the kid that I was actually in the room for, the special needs kid, where all the other kids in the room would have given me some excuse or lie or something. And this kid actually just, "I'm playing around." He just told me honestly, and so he wasn't in trouble or anything. We just got back to work and just refocused was all he really needed. But I appreciated that. And the last two, really quick, outside, I just saw this kid across the playground on his hands and knees on the ice, just licking the ice because it had recently snowed and it was just kind of awful. Hands and knees, just licking the ground. And lastly, this is an experiment that I've been doing for years, where every time I'm in the snow, I draw a little smiley face, and I just leave it just to see what happens. But a lot of the time I'll do it like when I'm out by the buses, and it's kind of an experiment in that normally it weeds out the bullies or something. There's always the one kid who will come by and see the smiley face drawn in the snow and they'll go stomp on it. And so I do this fairly often, and then I stand nearby, and whenever the kid always comes by and stomps on it, it's a different kid every time, but someone eventually will come stomp on the smiley face, mess it up. And so then I always go, like, walk the rest of the way to the bus next to that kid and ask him why they stomped on the face. And they'll say things like, "Oh, I didn't know it was yours," and stuff like that. So I just create these opportunities to talk to them about it not mattering whose it was, and it wasn't theirs, and they shouldn't be destroying things that other people made just for no reason. They're just destroying things. And so I set up this trap fairly regularly that kids always fall into, and then I get to go talk to them. But anyways, so this one time last week, something that I've never seen before is I draw my smiley face and I stand there waiting for the kid to come along and ruin it. And actually this one first grade girl comes by, stops, looks at it. I'm expecting her to stomp on it, but she giggles, leans down, and draws a nose and keeps walking. So that just made my day, where instead of somebody smashing it that day, somebody came and added to the creation. So that was unique and cool. That's all for now. See you next time. So he played like a long con on me, and I fell for it. We went back and I printed the Taco Bell sign, and he played with that for a day. And then at a couple times when he was like bringing his Taco Bell sign up to me, I only like Taco Bell because I pretend it's Doritos.